Hi everyone, I hope you are well. Welcome to this video in which we will explore the planet Mars. Mars is often described as the red planet, but there is much more to discover about this fascinating planet. Let's start with the history of Mars exploration. For thousands of years, mankind has watched Mars in the night sky, fascinated by its distinctive red color. However, the real exploration of the red planet began in the early 20th century. In 1965, NASA sent its first probe to Mars, Mariner 4, which captured the first detailed photos of the planet's surface. Since then, there have been more than 50 Mars exploration missions, with fascinating results. NASA's Viking mission in 1976 discovered that Mars had volcanoes, mountains and canyons, and provided the first evidence of a thin atmosphere. In 1997, the Pathfinder mission was launched, and for the first time, a probe managed to land on the planet. Thanks to this probe, the Sojourner rover allowed to perform experiments on the Martian soil and provided high-quality images of the planet. Since then, many other missions have been launched to explore Mars, including the Mars Global Surveyor mission, which provided detailed mapping of the planet, as well as the Mars Reconnaissance Orbiter and Mars Odyssey missions, which discovered evidence of water on the planet. More recently, in 2012, the Mars Science Laboratory mission sent the Curiosity rover to Mars to conduct extensive analyses of the planet's geology and chemistry. In 2018, the InSight mission landed on Mars to study the planet's geology and internal structure. Let's look at the characteristics of the red planet. Mars is a telluric planet, which means that it is mainly composed of rocks and metals. It is quite similar to Earth, with rocks and metals such as iron, magnesium and silicon. However, Mars has a lower density, suggesting that it contains less iron and nickel. The atmosphere of Mars is extremely thin, with a surface pressure of about 1% of that of Earth. It is mainly composed of carbon dioxide, 95%, and also contains small amounts of nitrogen and argon. Because of its thin atmosphere, Mars has no protection from cosmic rays and solar winds, which makes life on the planet very difficult. Temperatures on Mars vary considerably depending on the position on the planet and the season. Maximum temperatures at the equator can reach 20 degrees Celsius during the day, while nighttime temperatures can drop to -80 degrees Celsius. At the poles, temperatures can drop to -130 degrees Celsius. Weather conditions on Mars can be extreme, with massive dust storms that can envelop the entire planet for months. These storms block sunlight, reducing the energy available for rovers and potential human habitats. Mars has a diverse geology, with volcanoes, mountains, canyons and impact craters. The largest volcano in the solar system, Olympus Mons, is located on the red planet. The canyons of Mars, such as Valles Marineris, are also among the largest in the solar system. But then, could we live on Mars? This is one of the most fascinating topics for scientists studying the red planet. Evidence has shown that Mars had a denser and warmer atmosphere in the past, which would have allowed water to flow over the planet's surface. Satellite images have shown channels, river beds and geological formations that indicate the past presence of liquid water. Water is a key ingredient for life as we know it, and the past presence of water on Mars suggests that there may have been conditions favorable for life. Currently, although the conditions on Mars are extreme for life as we know it, it is possible that life forms have developed and are resistant to these complicated conditions. On Earth, microorganisms called extremophiles have been found in volcanoes, acidic lakes and hot springs. This proves that life and extreme conditions can coexist. Studies have also shown that the surface of Mars can harbor dormant microbes, which means that it is possible that life exists there in the form of dormant microbes. The rovers sent on recent missions are equipped with life detection instruments. They have spectrometers and gas analyzers, which can detect signs of life on Mars. What future explorations are planned on Mars? Mars exploration is constantly evolving and many missions are planned for the future. The Mars Sample Return mission is a collaboration between NASA and the European Space Agency, ESA. to return soil and rock samples from Mars to Earth. The mission will take place in several stages, with a NASA rover collecting the samples and then storing them on Mars before ESA sends a mission to retrieve them and return them to Earth. China also plans to send a mission to retrieve samples from Mars and return them to Earth in the coming years. This mission will include an orbiter, a lander and a rover that will collect soil and rock samples. Manned missions to Mars are also being considered for the future. NASA plans to send astronauts to Mars in the 2030s as part of its Artemis program. Such a mission will allow scientists to conduct further studies of the planet and deepen our understanding of its life possibilities. Several private companies, such as SpaceX and Blue Origin, have also announced plans to explore Mars in the coming years. SpaceX plans to send manned missions to Mars, with the ultimate goal of creating a human colony on the red planet. So, the next few years are likely to be eventful on Mars. In what year do you think the first humans will set foot on Mars? What sentence will then contradict the famous, "That's one small step for a man, one giant leap for mankind"? I hope you enjoyed this video about Mars. If you did, feel free to leave a like and ask your questions in the comments. I will be happy to answer them. Thanks for watching.